Well, up and at 'em, everybody. Hank and Big Ben with you on this Tuesday morning. Megan McBride from the Better Business Bureau of Central Massachusetts is here with us to talk about, Megan, some scams. And thanks for being here. We'll start with kind of the obvious. Don't get taken in by some last-minute vacation scams.
Yes. Good morning, Hank. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, so these scams are out there, and of course, they always prey on people, but they are so smart in the way in which they do it. They tie it in so often to something that is happening. So it can be seasonal, and in this case, it can do with vacations.
Yeah, it's that time of year. I know, mid-August, we're getting ready, going back to school, but I also know a lot of people are trying to fit in their last-minute vacations before fall starts, and they have to get back to the real world, right? So there are about 5 scams. I'm sure there's a million others, but I have 5 vacation scams here today that I wanted to bring up because booking and planning a vacation requires a lot of detail. It can be another job in its entirety. I can tell you, just on a personal side, my sister just recently moved to Prague for half the year. She does a program through her work where she goes abroad with college students, and talking to her on the phone as she was preparing for that, and just not even just travel, international travel at that, was so complicated, so detail oriented. She had to make sure every I was crossed, every I was dotted, every T was crossed. There we go. So here are some 5 scams and some red flags to watch out for.
Okay.
Let's start with the vacation rental con. So vacation rentals, they're obviously a great option if you want to have comforts of home while you travel. I love staying in a nice Airbnb. I mean, we see the ads for them all the time as well. However, these con artists will lure in vacationers with the promise of low fees and great amenities. And the owner, quote unquote owner, will create a false sense of urgency, such as telling potential clients that other vacationers are actually interested in the rental during the same time as your trip, to try to get your payment before you have time to do sufficient research or question the legitimacy of the listing. So, I mean, it's always that scare tactic, right? Like, you're trying to book it and they're like, well, someone else kind of wants it. So if you don't give me the money now.
Yeah, and it's such a deal. I can't lose out on that deal. I can't disappoint my family on vacation. And you're right. But as we often see in all these scams, one of the things that is a through line is they put the pressure on you to act now when you really don't have to. You have time.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. We're not talking about days here. You just want to go and check it out. What's that website for me to check out, or any of these other things?
So just for tips, Hank, just so if you do get caught in these scare tactics, talk with the owner over the phone. If you're not using a service that verifies property and owner, Expedia, Trip.com, Booking.com, all those, major sellers of vacations and whatnot, do not ever negotiate a rental solely by email. It's good to have that phone or face-to-face interaction with people. And if you ever, for a personal note, if you ever do feel the pressure, that's like a red flag. If anyone starts to give me pressure, I'm like, nope, it actually makes me feel the opposite. I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore because you're pressuring me into it.
I agree with you. I hate the pressure, and a lot of times it'll make me completely back away, and you're out and you've lost a sale if you're legit. In this case, maybe we've saved ourselves.
You've saved yourself. Check public records. That's a really great idea. Investigate online by looking up the address, using Google Street View to confirm that the property matches the one online advertised. I can tell you, my friends and I have done this countless of times trying to pick a place, and it really helped. It helped us narrow down our choices very quickly. And then, use trusted vacation rentals. You can use BBB.org to find accredited businesses, or you can also go on Google and, like I mentioned, some of the larger sites that are geared towards that. I mean, I remember I booked a flight through and a stay through Expedia right at the height of COVID and had to cancel. And Expedia, being a legitimate company, took very good care of me, very professional, and it was a service that I felt like I could trust.
That's great. No, that's good news to hear. All right, so there's a number of these that are out there right now. So we had the rental.
Now we have free vacation scams. Oh boy,
Wow.
these are when a cruise or a travel company advertises a vacation as free, it does not necessarily mean the trip is entirely free without a cost or restrictions. I immediately think timeshares. The amount of times that I've been asked to sit through those 3-hour-long presentations,
Oh my
and
gosh,
I've been
yes.
like, nope, I am not doing that. So read the fine print and watch out for add-on fees, air transportation to the port charges, taxes, tips, and other undisclosed fees. Because unfortunately in this world, not very much is free anymore.
No, and that's really is where they hit you. It drives everybody crazy when they hit you with those. Absolutely all those fees.
So the third one too, Hank, it's kind of funny because I was just like, I love Expedia, but third-party booking site scams. So if you are booking your airfare, hotel, or other travel through a third-party website, and like I used Expedia as an example, be sure to use caution. BBB Scam Tracker continues to receive reports of scammers pretending to be online airline ticket bookers. Online airline ticket brokers. Sorry, that's a mouthful. In the most common version of the scam, travelers pay with a credit card, and shortly after making the payment, they receive a call from the company asking them to verify their name, address, and banking information or other personal details, something a legitimate company would probably never do. The company may also call and say your flight has been canceled and you must pay additional fees to secure your seat or even bring baggage on board. Do your research before booking airline or vacation packages with a company you're not familiar with, and obviously use bbb.org as a resource. So
to be able to do it for sure.
So even with sites like Expedia, Booking.com, it's really important. Look at their terms and policy guidelines, especially for me. I was not expecting a world pandemic to happen to the point where I couldn't take my trip in 2020, but you never know. Things can happen. So reading the fine print, making sure you know what you're putting your money towards is very important.
Absolutely.
Number 4, hotel scams. When staying in a hotel, beware of these techniques used to get a hold of credit card information. Scammers count on tourists and business travelers being tired or in a hurry. Pay attention and watch out for these tricks. Fake front desk calls. Scammers call late at night or right after check-in, impersonating the front desk. That is actually terrifying.
Wow. Yeah, no, I mean that one's like say what? I find that hard to believe. That's a whole nother level.
I know. The caller will claim that there's a problem with your card on file and ask the traveler while you're in your room to verify the credit card information. And that's how they get your credit card.
This is so evil. Evil
I
genius. Because that is one, we always say this, people go, it used to be that people would go, oh, geez, how could I have fallen for that? And people would go, and people would say, like, how could you fall for that? And there was like almost like a certain amount of shaming, Megan, to how could you fall for that? And so people didn't want to report it, or they didn't want to let the BBB know about some scams that were out there. Listen, anybody could fall for something like this. That's the thing. That's where they get you. They're so smart about it. First of all, they're targeting us vacation. We want the best deal. We want to make sure that it's a great vacation for our family, and then they target you. But this, you're there, and somebody calls up and says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna need this to," and you're not even thinking. Yeah,
because you wouldn't even think anything other. I mean, because to you just checked into your hotel, and according to what the scam is, they're either calling in the middle of the night when you're dead asleep, so you wake up and you're just like, oh, you need my credit card? Okay, here. Or you just check in, so you wouldn't think anything of it. So it's pretty crazy. Other ones are free Wi-Fi connections, known as Wi-Fi skimming, which targets travelers with a promise of free internet access. I mean, we all go for the free internet access, not gonna lie, but scammers set up a fake connection that appears to be free hotel Wi-Fi, but it's not safe. They will control the connection through their computer and collect all the data the traveler transmits, including passwords, card information, and more. And I bet even if you're not on vacation, Wi-Fi skimming is probably everywhere. So just in general, be so careful when you're at public places and you're using public Wi-Fi without a passcode, because anybody could tap into that. And then anybody could get that information, know you're traveling, and then call you once you check in because they know your habits now.
Yeah, no, that scares me all the time now, Megan. I'm,
Yep.
when I'm out there and I'm saying who could be listening and who could be tapping in. Wow, these scams, these vacation scams are out there.
They are, and you have to be so careful. Fake food delivery as well. Scammers will distribute fake menus to hotel rooms. When a traveler calls the phone number and orders delivery, they collect the credit card information and never deliver the food.
Wow.
Very sad.
It's unbelievable. These are terrible, horrible individuals out there taking advantage of us with all of these vacation scams. All right. There's a number of them to be aware of. Just be aware that they exist. That's the thing. I mean, sadly, we live in a world where we just have to be aware that these kinds of scams are out there so that we can always be on our guard. Make sure that you're always checking in with BBB.org and find out more about some of these vacation scams that are out there. We got a minute left here, Megan. What else do we need to know about what's going on with the BBB?
Yeah, well, if you want to learn more about scams, you can come to the Worcester Library today between 1 and 2 p.m., where we're going to be hosting a scam presentation to go over not just vacation scams, but a multitude of scams that are out there. And trust me, there are a lot. And then after that, September 25th, our Western Mass Awards ceremony will be coming up. We're super excited about that. Following that, we're going to have 2 October 1st and 2nd Latino business benefit overview. So keep an eye out for that, Hank. And there's just so much. You're going to see a lot of us towards the end of the 2025 and big into 2026. But for now, as always, you can call us at 508-755-3340 to learn more.
All right, and listen for Megan McBride every Tuesday morning. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks.